Hey guys, it's Vizanjave and welcome back to another video. If you're a new peer, then hi again. I make videos on tech, productivity, and sometimes education. So today we're going to talk about 10 things that you need to know about online degrees. So exactly a year ago, I made a video about 5 things you need to know about online degrees. And in that video, I left out quite a lot of things. But in this video, I will cover all the things that I left out, and I will add to more things that I already talked about in that video. You can go ahead and check that video out too, or you can just stick ahead and watch this one. Well, just to give you a little background, I am doing a CS degree online from University of London on Coursera, and currently I am in last semester of my degree. So in this video, I will talk about online degrees in general and also talk about the degree that I am doing currently. Also, all the topics in the video are timestamped below, so you can jump around at any point in time according to whatever you want to know. So without wasting any more time, let's get into it. Well, starting with the first thing, what are online degrees? Now, it's in the name, it's a degree that is online and you do it on a certain platform, maybe Coursera, maybe edX, maybe the platform of university itself, but something that the university tries to offer as a part of their distance learning education system. So you will find a whole lot of online degrees these days on many platforms. So some universities are like University of London, University of Austin, Texas. You can just go ahead on edX and you will find out a whole lot of universities that are offering a good master's degree and also bachelor's degree. And you can go ahead on Coursera, you can find a whole lot of bachelor's degree and master's degrees as well there. So basically getting the same degree by paying less and also saving you the hassle of going to the country and then studying there, which is often quite expensive. Well, now why would you go for this online degree instead of going to a physical university and getting the degree there? The simplest answer is that this is flexible. Now, there are many types of people who are doing this degree. There are people who are doing a job. There are people who want to transition to another career and they don't want to go to a physical university and pay a whole lot of money to the universities just to get the degree. So they often try to find cheaper and effective and a better way where they can also learn the same things by paying less. So yes, it's cost effective, it's time effective, it's flexible. So yeah, there are many reasons why people do these online degrees. So for me, I'm a full-time student. Now for me, the number one reason was that the education around me in my country wasn't as good as it should be. Now the degree that I am doing is way better than what was offered here in a local university. So that is one of the reasons why I considered joining an online degree at the first place. So the next part, where do you find these online degrees? Now, there are many different platforms. I currently know about 2. If you know about more platforms, you can go ahead in the comment section and write them below and suggest it to people if you think they're good. Well, the first platform is Coursera. Now, I use Coursera all the time because of my degree. My degree is on Coursera, so that means my virtual learning environment will obviously be Coursera. And it again differs to all the other universities. Whatever the platform they're using, the VLE, the virtual learning environment will be that specific platform. So in my case, it's Coursera, and Coursera has many different degrees as well, offered by University of London, offered by American universities as well. They also have master's degrees as well there. And to be honest, all the catalog of these degrees are slowly getting bigger and bigger. You might have used Coursera for many different certificates, Google certificates if you have done that, and some IBM certificates if you have maybe tried that on Coursera, but you can also find degrees there as well. Well, another platform is edX. Now, edX is well known for CS10 Harvard free courses that you do to get the grasp of computer science. I started it and never completed it. But other than those courses, paid courses certificate, they also have degrees from mostly American universities. So you can find a whole lot of master's degrees, bachelor's degrees in many different fields of study. And again, if that degree is on edX, then the platform they're going to be using for teaching you will probably be edX as well. Now, other than these 2 main platforms, universities do offer online degrees outside these platforms that already exist. They will probably have their own virtual learning environment, so they won't be using anything like Coursera or edX. They might, I am not sure, because mostly whenever the degree is on a platform, it is only then they will have that certain virtual learning environment, such as edX or Coursera or anything else. So you can find degrees online by just go ahead on Google and type in online degrees UK, online degrees USA. But you can find online degrees by doing a Google search and going to the university's website and checking it out and emailing them and asking them about how much the degree costs and all the information about the degree. So other than these two, EDX and Coursera, you can find a whole lot of degrees outside of that just two platforms. Now the next thing, enrolling to an online degree. Now don't go ahead in the comment section asking me what documents they require. They have different criteria for every other student because the university is online. There will be people from all over the world applying, so they will always have different education system. They will always have different experience. Some will be doing a full-time job and they will be transitioning another field and want to transition into a different field. So there will always be different criteria for all of those people. So the easiest thing you can do is go ahead and email those universities. Now, how to find their email address? You just go on to their wherever they have listed their degrees, and you can just go ahead and email them. They will probably have an email address for you to contact them through. If they don't have an email, they might have a system to make an inquiry about how the degree works, and probably they will guide you how to apply and how much time does it take for all this registration process and everything, and all about fees and how one region might have different fees. So it's better to just go ahead and email them and ask them directly rather than watching a video like this one to know about what documents they need and how to actually apply, because the rules keep changing and some information might not apply to everyone. So the best thing is to email them directly. It's again a university that you're applying to, so the most of the rules and regulations and the criteria are quite similar to whatever the physical university asks you to provide. So it's not that much different, but just keeping this in mind, you might have an idea of what documents you might have to provide that university. So this leads to the next part. Once you enroll, how do you actually study? So if you found your degree on EDX or Coursera or any other platform that has a whole lot of bunch of courses and degrees as well, then your virtual learning environment is going to be that specific platform. So in my case, my degree was on Coursera, as I said before, and my virtual learning environment is again Coursera. Now that virtual learning environment is similar for everything. So even if you have done a smallest free course online on that platform, that environment will be similar to what the university is going to have. So in Coursera, you have things divided in weeks. So when you start until the day you are expected to end, you have everything mapped up in weeks. So you start with week 1, 2, 3, and 4, and so on, and you will have all of the videos divided in those weeks. So if you're doing a degree from University of London, they have their own online library. So you can go ahead and check all of the books in the library. So it might be of computer science, law, or anything. So all of those books are at your disposal. It is quite nice to have that platform. But other than just having the platform, they also have webinars. For my degree, it's just like a webinar in 3 months or 4 months. But this again depends on different degrees. Now, all the degrees, even if they are offered by University of London, they will all have different ways of teaching. Some might not even have webinars. Some might have webinars in 3 to 4 months. Some might have webinars every week. So it again depends on what degree you're doing, from where you're doing. Even if it's from University of London, they will have different rules because those degrees are offered from different institutions as well. So the next platform is again EDX. As I said, the same thing applies to this as well. If you have taken any course on EDX, you're gonna have the same learning environment for that degree as well. There might be some changes, but things are laid out quite similarly to whatever smaller course you have done on that same platform. However, if you're doing a degree on university's own platform, then they will have different systems that I'm not totally aware of because I've never tried them, but you will have to use their platform, and their platform will differ to every university. So it might be weekly based, you might have all the things provided to you. It's different for all the universities if you're using a university platform. So if you're thinking to enroll in a degree. Before doing that, you can probably go ahead on either the platform edX or Coursera. You can go ahead and try some free courses there and then get an idea of how the virtual learning environment works. But before moving forward, let's talk about Coursera. So Coursera is a really good platform to do any type of certifications. They have courses from Google, they have courses from IBM, and they have courses on many different topics and many different fields that you can do to kickstart your career in any of the field and probably add more to your knowledge base and your skill set. And currently I'm doing Google's UX design course, which is really good and I really liked it, and it's really knowledgeable, adding to my skill set. So I have some of my really favorite courses down in the description below, and you can go ahead in the description, follow the link and check those courses out and do them if you really like them. And you can add more to your skill set and knowledge base by doing some certifications on Coursera. So next point, time and flexibility. Now it takes almost 3 years to complete a British degree and 4 years for any American degree. And the same time applies for both of the versions of the online degree, both American and British. So if you're doing a degree from a British institution, then you will have a maximum of 6 years to complete the degree and a minimum of 3 years. So you can go ahead and complete the degree in 3 years. And the same is the case for an American degree. 4 years is the minimum time, and it can again extend to whatever their policy is for their degree. Just talking about University of London, since I know about it more, you have a lot of flexibility. Since you have like 6 years to complete the degree, you can literally take the minimum amount of subjects. Let's say the maximum amount of subjects you can take is 4, and sometimes in some degrees the maximum amount of subjects you can take is 2. You might be able to take 1 subject, or you might just take 4 or 2 subjects according to your convenience. Again, it's flexible, you just pay as you go, and I'll talk about fees in the next section, but it's quite flexible and you can drop in subjects if you want. You can take in subject whenever you want, and all of the degrees offered by University of London have the same system. But for American degrees, I am not sure about how much flexibility they will offer, but most probably they will have the same flexibility of dropping in subjects as you want, but the fee structure might be different, but again they might offer the same flexibility. You can go ahead and, again, as I said before, email the universities, see how they work, see what the rules they have for each semester, see what flexibility each of the university offers, and then make a decision. Now, talking about the next section, fees. Comparatively to the physical universities, the online degrees offered by the same university will be cheaper. Now, for American universities, you might end up paying $200,000 for a physical degree, but in an online version of that, maybe not the same degree, but an online version of the degree of the same field but from a different university might cost you around $46,000 or $50,000. But if you were to do similar degree in a physical university, you might be paying much more, and everybody knows that how expensive the American degrees usually are. They might cost you around $200,000 considering you don't get a scholarship. Obviously you can get a scholarship, you might get 100% scholarship on your physical degree. That's even better. Go ahead to America and do that degree. But if you're someone who cannot afford to go there and can't afford to pay for an online degree, then probably that is a much viable and a cheaper option relatively to a physical degree. But for a British degree, it is much more cheaper than an American degree that are offered online. You might end up paying almost 12 to 17,000 pounds or even more. Again, it might be expensive for some people in local currency, but it is relatively cheaper than going to a physical university and then paying for the same modules, almost the same modules per year as an international student. So just in comparison, the online degrees are quite cheaper. But now talking about University of London, they charge per semester. So the fees usually depends on how many modules you selected or registered in. So let's say if you registered for 4 subjects, then you will pay for 4 subjects. And if you want to take a break, a semester break, then you don't just register for a subject, and then after that semester you can go ahead and register. This rule is quite similar for all the degrees offered by University of London, and this is a really good way to pay rather than just paying for a whole year. Just pay as you go per semester according to amount of modules you have registered. Well, this leads to the next section, recognizing prior learning. many people have the question that do the universities accept your prior learning, and do they reduce some of your modules and give you credit hours for those modules since you have already studied them? Well, it differs from university to university. For University of London, mostly, it again depends on what degree you're doing, and this rule is not similar for all the degrees offered by University of London. For mine at least, they have a list of certificates that you can do to reduce some of the modules. So you can almost remove almost 2 to 3 modules by just doing some course certifications that they have mentioned on their list. But in most of the cases, just don't really have high hopes that some degrees will really accept all of the modules that you have done in a similar degree, but in a physical version of it. But there might be universities that might accept that. So it again depends on you dealing with the university, just adding in an application that you have done and giving the proof that you have done those subjects. But again, it depends on the university. All right, so the next section, examinations. Now, I will talk about University of London here, and I'm not sure about American universities, but for University of London at least, all of the exams have been online since COVID. So before COVID, they used to have physical examinations, so you would have to go to an exam center that might be in a different city. If the university is offering that degree in your country, then they will have a center, but it might not be nearest to you, might have to go to a different city to give those exams. But again, that used to be an old rule when examinations were not online. But now, since the examinations are online, you don't have to pay for the exams and you are automatically enrolled into the examinations. And the rules for examinations online are also changing. Some might have a 4-hour time to complete the examination, some might have less, and again depends on the degree. And they all now have proctoring system. My degree at least didn't have proctoring system till now, but now they have a proctoring system. And most of the times, even if it's an American degree, they probably, if they have an online testing system, then they will definitely have a proctoring system. And that proctoring system may be different for all the degrees. They might be using Inspira, and that might monitor your webcam, your audio, your screen, and again differs from all the universities and all the degrees. So mostly for University of London, all of the examinations are online and proctored. Now this last part of the degree is usually about your reviews. Whenever you are even going into in a physical degree, you usually go on Times Education and see the ranking of that university and see if it's actually worth it, and see all the alumni were there and their reviews, and probably a subreddit talking about that degree in general. So a similar thing is here, except you might not be able to find all the reviews for that specific degree, because an idea of an online degree is still quite new. It might be 5 to 10 years old, but again, it's still new. You might not be able to find all the reviews for all of the degrees. But just talking about my degree, students have a subreddit just dedicated for that specific degree, and they also have a Discord server for all the prospective students and all the current students that are studying, so they can all talk about the degree and probably ask questions to the students that are already studying in that system. But the basic way that I suggest is by going on Google and type in the name of the university, the degree they're offering online, and then just type in Reddit in the end. Whatever the degree is, just type in Reddit in the end, and probably you will find a thread talking about that degree. And if they're talking about the degree, then you can go and check that. There's always a thread down there. People might give their review of how their experience was, and you might also be able to find a subreddit for that if you're lucky. But mostly the most popular degrees usually have a subreddit because they have quite a lot of students, and students usually make things easier for the people who are about to come in the degree. And they might have a Discord server. As I said, for my degree there is a Discord server handled by students. Well, the second way is to find a Facebook group. You might be able to find a Facebook group for many different universities as well. Facebook is not dead, just you might have to find something on Facebook as well. I was able to find some reviews for different degrees on Facebook because I wasn't able to find any subreddit or thread talking about that degree. But Facebook groups is another option to find some reviews or some feedback about that degree. Well, that's it for today's video. I know it was a long one, and I hope it is helpful and has cleared a whole lot of things. If you're a regular viewer, and I haven't posted a whole lot of things about University of London and online degrees in general these days, but if you have any other questions, you can go ahead in the comment section and write them below. I will reply to them shortly. So if you like the video, then give it a thumbs up, and if you loved it, then consider subscribing. It's free, and I'll see you guys in the next one.